First of all, it's very important to be very clear, to be simple and don't overcomplicate things, and also to deliver your message and your value like immediately. Then it's super important to interact with your community, to really listen and listen to what they have to say, to simple things, answer, for example, their comments, have a great customer support and really care. And the last one is to never give up. You have to try, you try, and you try again.
Pay particular attention on creating a very user-friendly website as a basis. Then focusing on cybersecurity and transactions, just to make sure that the transactions going on the right place, and a very solid marketing strategy and campaign.
You have to have the right business model, because that is always really important to be successful in the long term. The second one is probably the team, because I'm convinced that if you have the right team, you can literally build everything out of something. And in e-commerce, which is really fast-paced as well, I think it's extremely important. And maybe as a third, it's probably the focus on the right product. There are millions or billions of products on the market, so really focusing on what you want to sell, which product or which service, and then optimizing it in the best possible way to really creating a value proposition for your customers.
I would say it's important to keep in mind what your product is. Is it solving something for the consumer? Is it adding value to the consumer's life? Is the price point also fair for the quality, and to be able to communicate that value proposition to the customer?
I think the most relevant thing is what problem are you solving from your potential customer? And I think that is the most important question. So you have to fix a problem, or doing really great things. Maybe people are not expected. It's like if you asked people before the iPhone was on the market, nobody knows what you want to do. I think Steve Jobs said something like that. Sometimes the people don't know what they want to. So that is part one. Then part second is do it in the best way you can, from the technical perspective, from the human resources perspective. Find the best people, find the best technique to solve the problems. I think if you solve that two things, you can care about the third things afterward. I think these two things are very important.
Is it something that you're offering because it is something that the market wants? Or is it something that you're offering because you think the market wants it and you think it's a cool thing, right? So the desirability, to keep in mind, do you have a market for something? Is there a product market fit or not? Because online it becomes very easy to dissociate from the real world market. Second thing to keep in mind is, do you have the technologies required or the skills required? A lot of times we have really brilliant ideas, but the execution falters because either we did not know what we needed to know, or we didn't know it and we decided to try on our own, which is fine. But is it something which is physically doable? Like, do we have what we need? And the third and the most important thing I would say is to know what your product is. Is it a premium product? Is it a mass market product? Is it something that your customer uses once in a year? Or is it like more of an ongoing process? Would it need a subscription, etc.? So knowing how your product is being placed and used.
In the current era, I would say less is more. So it is very important to understand that, among all this disinformation and disillusion about technology part, it's important to understand what not to do in the e-commerce business. That's the one most important thing. The second most important thing, I would say, always being honest and transparent to customer. Don't fake it. Customer can understand and they can really give you back. So it's important to focus on customer service, customer part. That's second thing. The third thing is look for those e-commerce businesses which are really creating value for three partners. A, for your supplier, for your customer, and for you as a business. You cannot fake it for long. So build businesses which would give customer a pride, a kind of bragging proposition, so that they can do word of mouth and you don't have to spend on the digital marketing. So I think these are the important things from my side.
First of all, you have to consider e-commerce is not new anymore. It's a mature business. So you have to compete with existing companies already. And so this could be challenging. On the other hand, the second thing is this is an opportunity because many of the established players, they carry some legacy and technical debt, which will make them slow. So there's still a good chance. And the third thing to consider is actually before you start a business, be aware and choose very wisely where do you establish your facilities. Costs are rising, bureaucracy plays a crucial topic, and try to keep these things as lean as possible and focus on free cash flow, that you are independent from external investors.
Before you start an e-commerce business, I think there are 3 key factors to keep in mind. Customer centricity, your added value, and market analytics. So you have to know what your consumers want. As soon as you know that, you have to show your added value, what's in it for the customer, and then continuously analyze your market and the competition to keep your business up for growth.